Not
Right. Hey, this is not the NBA show.
This is not, Jose. This is not. And welcome. We had a smooth intro here today on the
Exactly.
This crack staff is working great today, but here we go. We're on live. It is the Pub Sports Radio MLB closing time show, Thursday, May 27th. Ian Cameron, Conor Mac, Jose Bouquett, we're here. This is the baseball show, by the way, just to remind everybody. Yes, we are here. We're ready to break down the MLB closing time show, break down the MLB card for this Thursday. We got two games starting right now, so I'll quickly throw it out there without much analysis because these games are really ready to get going at the moment. San Diego, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Detroit. I'm not on Cleveland, Detroit, so I'll just totally skip that one. I have no bet, no opinion really, side or total. It's a tough one. I think I don't want to go against Bieber, but Boyd's a respectable pitcher, and we know Cleveland against lefties is tough and not much value first five under, so I passed there. I am on San Diego as a short road favorite against Milwaukee. I just think it's a pitching edge. I kind of like Ryan Weathers, serviceable, is crafty, he knows how to pitch. I'm not exactly liking what I've seen out of Adrian Hauser lately for the Brewers, so do like San Diego in that one, first five in full game against the Brewers. Connor, we'll start with you here. What do you like with the first two games in Detroit and in Milwaukee?
Well, it was a 1-0 game yesterday. Tigers won, and Bieber's on the mound. I guess you could lean to an under here. The first five is 3.5. It's a ton of juice. Minus 130. Maybe full game under 7. I don't love it. I'm not going to play it. Like you said, Bieber's just too big of a number on the road. If you really like Bieber, maybe take a half run Indians first five. I'm going to stay away. Or if you like the Tigers, say they won yesterday, if they can get to Bieber. Bieber's giving up the long ball. So maybe take the Tigers here at plus 150. And the other game, I'm on the first five under 4.5, minus 120, Padres, Brewers. Hauser's been pretty good. Weathers has pitched well. And both teams can't hit. Padres have hit better lately, but the Brewers can't. So give me the first five under 4.5.
All right, there we go. Early looks from Connor. Jose, what do you think of these two games? Just about to throw the first pitch. Cleveland, Detroit, San Diego, Milwaukee.
So you guys have covered San Diego, Milwaukee. I'll just recap what I said on Jimmy's show. I gave out Shane Bieber over 9.5 strikeouts today. 2 strikeouts from him gets him to 100. First one to do it in the season. My man David Sharp told me about Bieber has not been hitting his K props recently. He's like 0 for his last 3. Right now he's at 9.5 at even money, which I thought was very interesting. And I think right now, if I look again on Bovada, it's been going up. You know, I saw minus 103 earlier today during Jimmy's show. So I do think Vegas has that knowing knowledge that Bieber goes out there and shoves 12 strikeouts against these Tigers to start the year, first start too. So give me Bieber strikeout props. And I did like the under in the first 5, but like Connor said, it's just too juicy. It's just too juicy. But I do expect both these pitchers to come out and pitch well.
All right, excellent. Okay, here we go. Now we are past the games that have either started or are just getting underway. We move now to Kansas City and Tampa Bay. We've got Brady Singer and Shane McClanahan, your pitching matchup here. Tampa Bay minus 180, road favorites here, total 7.5 across the board in this game. The Royals against McClanahan. McClanahan 4.03 ERA. I do think this might be a pretty decent matchup, though, for the Royals lineup against McClanahan. They are not bad against the lefty side. On the other side of the equation, you've got Brady Singer on the mound for the Kansas City Royals, a guy that certainly had a pretty solid start to the season, maybe not quite as sharp last time out, 4.00 ERA. You look at the Rays offense here, they've kind of sputtered through the first couple of games in this series, maybe a chance, though, for them to hit a little bit. I actually think the over is in play here. I think because of where the number is, it's 7.5. We're not asking for a lot here. It's a day game here in this one as well. You just have some concerning peripherals that I see for both of these guys right now. I think the lineups are a decent fit against these two pitchers. So definitely would look over 7.5 here based on the number in this game. Royals and Rays. Jose, we'll start with you this time. Kansas City and Tampa.
This is kind of a tough game for me. I think both these teams are they're kind of mirror images of each other in the sense they're a small market team and they've got that vibe with them. I'm all about the vibes, guys. Yesterday I won a bet, guys. On Jimmy's show, I won a bet. I know, rare. I won it there. I hit the first 5 under 3.5 yesterday with 2 of these pitchers. I kind of like that again, but it's just one of those things, the line's kind of sketchy. But if I were to play something here, I think I would take the Rays team total over 4.5. I think Brady Singer is a good pitcher, not a great pitcher. I could see him giving up, 1 or 2, and then the Royals bullpen capitulating and give me the rest.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad way to go. The Rays team total, specifically isolating that, and then not worry about the other side of it. Connor, what do you think, Royals and Rays?
I'll be short. I'm not going to bet this one here. I don't want the Rays at this price. I like McClanahan. I think he's pitched well. He's got a great fastball, good slider. I just don't want him at minus 175. The Rays have gotten these big numbers lately, this big win streak, kind of inflated. Not that I love Singer, but maybe I take the Royals first 5 here. And I also lean the first 5 under 4. It's minus 125. That's why I'm not taking it. I don't think we see a ton of runs either, but I could be wrong. Singer's kind of hit and miss with him on the mound. Sometimes he's really good, sometimes he's not. So it's just a pass for me all around.
All right, Colorado Rockies, New York Mets. Now, this is the second game of the doubleheader. The first game's in progress right now. This will be the second game following it. Senzatella and Joey Lucchesi on the mound. Joey Lucchesi, Fugazi, as I like to call him when he's pitching poorly. We got the Mets minus 130, home favorites, total 5.5. This is actually a game I'm interested in. I'm looking Rockies in over 5.5. Now, I know these two lineups are pitiful, as of late. There's no question about that. But look, these are two pitchers I don't trust. Senzatella's got a 5.01 ERA. He hasn't had a very good start to the season. And Lucchesi is, as far as I'm concerned, he's not good at all. Over 7 ERA on the season. I think the Rockies can hit him. The Rockies are also familiar with him. They faced him back when he was with the Padres. Joey Lucchesi, and there are multiple Rockies: Trevor Story, Garrett Hampson, Hampson Inns, as I like to call it, and Charlie Blackmon. 300 average against Lucchesi, Hampson 333, Story 7 for 23 with 2 homers and a 304 average against Lucchesi. In fact, Trevor Story is on the short list today for Jack of the Day candidate for me. Trevor Story up against Lucchesi in this game. He has hit 2 of his hits for home runs against him. 7 hits, 2 of them home runs for Story against Lucchesi. Again, I have even less faith in Lucchesi in this matchup than I do Senzatellis. And again, you're still talking about a Mets lineup that's very feeble, very short-handed, very depleted right now due to injury. So I like the Rockies at a plus price, and I'm going to take a shot at the over. I know these are two lineups that are very hard to trust at times. They've had a tough time finding runs in this series. They're already into the 4th inning of game 1 of that doubleheader, and it's 1-0. So yeah, it's difficult to see these offenses score, but these are two bad pitchers. It's not asking a lot. The total is 5.5. It's a rock bottom total. I think it can get up and over that number with these two pitchers that I don't trust. So Colorado and over for me. Connor, what do you think here? Second game of this double dip here, Rockies and Mets.
Well, it's a doubleheader. I'm probably going to stay off. I can't trust the offenses. I get it that you'd want to go with the over here, but I just can't do it. You just ran through it. Story's pretty good, couple homers. Blackmon 6 for 20. I just can't do it. The Mets can't hit. This Mets team's hanging in there with the injuries. I mean, they're hanging around 500, which is insane. They're just squeaking by some games, 3-2, stuff like that. I see more of that here. I just want nothing to do with it. I've had kind of a bad read on the Mets all year, them and the Rockies, so I'm passing.
All right, Jose, anything for you? Game 2 of this doubleheader.
I'll be short and sweet because I need to get in my hockey question at the end of the show. I'll pass this game. I lean towards the over. The over is juicy, but I lean the over, and the Indians have already taken a 1-0 lead. So thank God I did not take the first 5 under.
Well, you never know. There could be no runs right through till the 5th, but you never know. He's had some. This is Boyd actually right now that's giving up the run because it's 1-0 Cleveland. And the thing is, you're worried about Bieber is the home run has bit him a couple of times. So we'll have to see how that plays out. All right, next game is looks like it is the first of the doubleheader in the Bronx today. The Blue Jays and the Yankees. Alek Manoah, Domingo Germán. We talked about this matchup on yesterday's show. That game ended up getting postponed. So now they're playing it this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern, right around the same price. Not much of a difference from yesterday. Yankees minus 130, minus 135. Home favorites, total 7 in this one. It's actually come down, and the Toronto money's come in. I'm sticking with the Blue Jays side here, even after yesterday's game got canceled. Manoah's the real deal in my mind. Everything we've seen from him at the AAA level has been dominant. The Yankees just aren't hitting right now. They're still without a couple of key bats in this lineup. They may not have Stanton back today. LeMahieu, looks like they will have him back. So that's the good news. I think if the game was last night, you wouldn't have seen LeMahieu. But now with this game being pushed back a day, it looks like LeMahieu's projected to be in the lineup. Stanton's the one still out for the Yankees. But the Yankees just aren't hitting and blistering the baseball at all at this point in time. Germán has pitched better. So again, I also lean to the under first 5 yesterday. In a doubleheader, I'm not taking first 5 bet. It's a 7-inning game. I don't usually take a first 5 innings in a doubleheader. I'll just take it full game. So lean to the under in the full game. I will be on Toronto full game here, plus 120 in that range. I'm going to buy in on Alek Manoah, who I think could go out there and really deal. And look, we've seen the Yankees. They're not in the kind of form where I can bank on them to hit a pitcher with good stuff when they've never seen him and they have that lack of familiarity against him. So I think the Jays are a live dog here. Connor, I think you kind of agreed with that. Do you still on board with it today?
Yeah, and it just you just talked about it, how you want to break it down. The Jays, I have 122. First 5, you can get them plus 125. It's up to you. It's just 2 more innings. And same thing with the total, as we like the first 5 under 5, or I do at least. You can go with that, or you get 2 more runs with 2 more innings. Yankees got a pretty good bullpen. Jays have been shaky lately. So it's up to you. It's just a preference here because of this short 7-inning game, whether you want to go first 5 under 5 or go 7 innings under 7. But those are my lean. I'm going to stick with it. Jays and the under here.
All right, Jays and under for Conor Mac, same as yesterday. Same with me. I'm sticking with my opinions that we had going into the game that was supposed to be played yesterday. Jose, what do you think game 1 of this doubleheader, Jays and Yankees?
I'm right there with you guys. Yeah, I like the unders as well. I think the Blue Jays are for sure a live dog. I like them in this game. I definitely like the rookie comes in, top pitching prospect. You get the hype. You want to win one for the rookie. You want to win his first one for the rookie. So I think the offense might back him up a little bit, but I do like the under. Germán, unfortunately, he's the biggest piece of shit out there, but he has been pitching well. So I do lean first 5 under and total game under.
Yeah,
I don't
Jack
disagree.
of the day.
He is an absolute piece of shit, but he is pitching well. I agree.
Yeah,
both
he
counts.
is a piece of shit. Screw that guy. Well, yeah, Vladdy, who's just tearing it up. I mean, how about Vladdy Jr.? He's 2 for 7 with a homer, and Bichette happens. Bo Bichette, 2 for 5 with a jack off Germán. So a couple of guys you might look at for Jack of the day today.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully this is karma.
Old Chris
for
Berman. That's an old Berman. It's an old Berman.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah,
Shit happens.
Did you come up with that one on your own, Connor?
No, I said it's an old Chris Berman.
Oh,
you know who Chris Berman is? Or are you too young?
No,
I
caught the tail end.
Okay.
The play on words with people's names, like he's the king of that stuff. You're in good hands with Allstott. Remember that Mike Allstott, the big fullback for the Tampa Bay Bucks? Yeah. I mean, he's had a million of them. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, one after another. Especially on the NFL primetime shows. That's where he's come up with all of them. But yeah, Berman's the king of that stuff. You know what? We'll stick with the Blue Jays and Yankees here. We'll do the second game of this doubleheader now. Ray and Montgomery, battle of lefties. Yankees minus 120. The total 7 across the board. I'm leaning Jays here, but I prefer the Jays in the first game. We'll see how the first game plays out before deciding on the second. I'm buying into what Robbie Ray's doing. He is throwing the ball hard. We know he's always been able to get swings and misses. He's always been able to get strikeouts. What has killed the guy? Walks. And when the walks happen, there's guys on base. And when there's guys on base, he gets a case of the yips. We have seen this year in and year out from Robbie Ray, but he's not walking guys. There's not as many base runners. He's settling in. When there's not guys on base, this guy can roll. This guy could shut down and get 9 or 10 outs in a row, when he is not walking people. And look, credit to the Jays for getting him to work on that and try to fix that. And he's been a lot better with that this season. So I do lean to Toronto, but I'm pumping the brakes for now until we see how the first game plays out. I want to see the shape of that bullpen for the Jays too, which has been a little bit of a problem for them in recent games. Connor, the second game, Jays, Yankees, Ray and Montgomery.
I will probably be off. We'll see how game one goes. I'm kind of just going off. I was on that yesterday's game with the pitchers. It's the same thing. But I don't like these 7-inning doubleheaders. So we'll see how game one goes. Rays pitch well, small dog, nothing big here. Total 7. So yeah, we'll just wait and see with game one.
All right, Jose, game 2 of the doubleheader. Any thoughts here?
I would probably lean the over here since we don't expect runs in that first one. Jordan Montgomery shoved it up my freaking ass last time. He came out there against the White Sox. Lefty against the White Sox, you'd think he'd struggle. Nope. Pitches one of the best outings of his career. So I'm going to go against him again because this is going to be my John Means 2.0 against it. I'll take the over here. But Connor, I like your bomb of the day picks as well because Bichette happens and Vladdy both apparently hit him very hard. 97-mile-per-hour exit velo. Good sign. Good sign.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a good find. Absolutely. Cincinnati and Washington here. We've got Sonny yesterday. Sonny Gray against Stephen Strasburg here. We've got Washington -130 home favorites here. 6.5 the total across the board. You got to know something about older music to know what I'm singing there in that little ditty. But nevertheless, Sonny Gray solid so far this season for the most part. You know, he had that one little rough bump in the road outing, but he hasn't really had a lot of good luck and good fortune. He's got an 0-3 record attached to his 3.96 ERA, so probably deserves a little bit of a better fate than he's had so far. Strasburg, 4.11 ERA. He's had a season in and out of the rotation, battling stints on the injured list. We'll see how he fares here with that 4.11 ERA. I don't know. These teams just start hitting in this series so far. I mean, I thought we'd see runs in the first 2 games, and we really haven't seen it. So maybe these pitchers can settle in and pitch well, and we know they're capable. And I'll tell you what, right now, I'll trust Gray and Strasburg right now a lot more than I'll trust the 2 pitchers last night, Hoffman and Ross. And even last night, they were having a tough time hitting those 2 guys. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes. Probably not a game I'm going to bet. What do you think, Connor? Reds and Nats?
Yeah, probably going to stay off. I'd still roll with the Reds here, getting +120. I just think the Nats aren't that good. I mean, they're 20-24. The Reds are 21-25. I'll take Gray at +120 here. I don't take him too often, and I don't love him on the road, but I'd rather take plus money than lay -30 with the Nats in this one. Nothing on the total. 7-inning games. I just really don't mess with the totals too much here.
All right. Next, Jose, what do you think here with the Reds and the Nats?
Same thing, basically. I'll lay off this game. Juan Soto, Jack of the Day candidate for sure. But I'd stay off this game as well.
All right. We have the Baltimore Orioles and the Chicago White Sox. Bruce Zimmerman, the lefty. Always key to see that when you're facing the White Sox. Dylan Cease for Chicago. White Sox -220. Home favorites, total 8.5 here, shaded to the over. Before we get all excited and just, we're foaming at the mouth here at the opportunity to once again bet on the Chicago White Sox against a lefty tonight, I doubt this game gets played. I hate to say it, but it's certainly looking that way. We're looking at rain, and not just light rain, steady rain, 70% chance throughout the entire evening at Guaranteed Rate Field there in Chicago. So this is probably a game that's not even going to get going tonight. Probably, I would expect a postponement. I've been pretty good calling these and predicting these. I hate to say it, but I think we're going to see no baseball tonight between the Orioles and White Sox. However, if we do see baseball, Cease has been pretty solid this season for the White Sox. When you look at his overall numbers, 3.18 ERA. Zimmerman, 5.59 ERA. He's not really all that great. He's been up and down, and he's labored in pretty much every outing. And we know what the White Sox do against lefty pitching. So White Sox run line and White Sox team total over 4.5, -140 would be what I'd be betting here. But I doubt we get baseball between these 2 teams. Sucks. It's unfortunate. This is one of my favorite looks of the day, and we may not get this game played, unfortunately, due to rain. Connor, what do you think here, Orioles, White Sox?
You nailed it. Another bad lefty. Same things. I'd be on the team total and first 5 half a run and probably full game. I mean, Zimmerman hasn't been good at all. Almost a 6 ERA. I can't trust that guy at all here. All White Sox. Just pretty easy. Leave it at that.
Yeah, just disappointing because you're excited, you see it, and then you see the forecast and you realize, damn, this game's not going to end up getting played probably. Jose, Baltimore, Chicago.
Yeah, since it's not going to be played, I'll keep it short. I would be first 5 over 5. I believe the number is at even money, and I expect the White Sox to score all 5 of those runs.
That's probably a good chance of that happening, potentially. But again, not likely to see that game get played. Ohtani and Bassett here. Angels and A's. Oakland -150. The total 7.5 across the board. I'm tempted for the first time in a while by the Angels here. Oakland has been kind of up and I was disappointed with the way they played against Seattle in that series. And look, I know the Angels have issues. The Angels are a team that their bullpen is awful. They make defensive errors and miscues on a regular basis. But even without Trout right now, we're seeing some promise from this lineup at this point in time. I mean, we're seeing the Angels, put up runs the last several games. That offense is clicking even without Trout. Walsh and Fletcher and Rendon and company, Iglesias, they're all hitting pretty well right now for this Angels team. So we'll see if that keeps up here today or tonight, rather, against Oakland. Bassett's been good. Bassett, I do have some reluctance going against him in the Coliseum. He does have good numbers in this ballpark historically. I do lean Angels. First 5 only. I stress that. First 5 only if I am betting the LA Angels here in this game. You saw what happened yesterday. What were they up? 9-1 in that game? And the bullpen nearly gives the entire thing up. It got to 9-8, and then they're hanging on for dear life yesterday against Texas. Now, I was hoping Texas would complete the comeback because I counted that as a loser with Texas, and they almost got there. They overcashed at least easily. But that shows you that Angels bullpen is still a blow-up or two away from disaster on a nightly basis. So Angels, I do like them here, but only first 5 and just focus on the Ohtani portion of the game. And look, he's got filthy stuff right now. You got to like what you're seeing from him on the mound. Connor, what do you think here? Angels, A's.
Yeah, I think it's a decent shot to take the Angels here, first 5, getting plus money with Ohtani on the mound, plus 125. You definitely don't want a full game. Yeah, the bullpen yesterday. I watched the late innings there. That was not good. Ohtani's fastball, his last start against Cleveland, was a little down, 4 or 5 miles per hour, but he got through it. I think he almost went 5 innings. So we'll see. I'm waiting for kind of one of his starts where his command isn't there, but he's been really good lately. 45 strikeouts. He's looked real well. So you're going to give me plus 125. I'll take the Angels here, first 5. Playing a little bit better. Walsh, like you said, hitting the ball well. Fletcher,
Yes.
all those guys. So definitely better with the Trout injury. All those guys got to step up. So, yeah, I'll take a stab with the Angels plus money here, first 5.
I think this is the first time I've bet Ohtani at pitching this season, and I only think I bet him maybe once or twice all of last year. So Ohtani is, tonight, this is the right price and the right spot, I think, in my opinion. And Oakland is, Oakland's got issues. Oakland's got flaws. They have games where they get shut down offensively, and their bullpen is nowhere, and I mean nowhere near what it was last year or 2 years ago. That bullpen for Oakland is not the same lockdown, shutdown bullpen at the back end of games that it's been previously. Jose, what do you think here with the Angels and Athletics?
I like those first 5 looks. I honestly wasn't thinking about betting the Angels, but I really like those looks. The only look that I would really consider here, and it's a look that I love, especially when Ohtani's pitching, is his strikeout, 6.5, minus 130. So a little juice there, but I've been on the Ohtani train the whole year. Preseason, I said that he should win MVP. I may or may not have a future on that. We will keep that hush hush because I am very superstitious. But his Ks this year against Cleveland and maybe I would say his second worst start of the year, 5 Ks against Houston, 10 Ks, 7 Ks against Tampa. That was with 6 walks too. So there's your lack of control there a little bit, Connor. 9 Ks, 7 Ks, 7 Ks. And you're going to give me, I believe I said it was 6.5 at minus 130. Yeah, I love Ohtani Ks every time he comes up. And I'm pretty sure he's hitting today as well. So, like I said, I like Ohtani strikeouts and total bases too. It's just something that I like to play when Ohtani's playing. It just shows how unique he is, and I love him dearly.
again, you know my thoughts that if I were a manager, I'd be leery about having him play, especially on the same day, pitching and in the lineup too. But you don't want him to have an injury. That's my one concern. But it is kind of cool to see it, that he's able to do this, and you give him credit for wanting to do it. And it's pretty impressive, no question about that. And you're right, he's just a K machine right now, no question.
And he'll probably go to right field too. He'll probably go to right field after, because I think they've done the last 2 starts now. He's just gone straight to right field. So if you are interested, Cheshire Cat, if a home run prop is worth it, I think he's done it once this year when he was pitching. So odds might not be likely, but like I said, he will probably go into the field after he's done pitching if he pitches well. And it would be a good little extension for your home run prop.
Yeah, 3 for 16 with a homer off Bassett too. So
yeah, no question. This Arizona team, man, what an absolute disaster and shit show this is right now. I mean, they look like they're on pace to finally win last night, 4-0 win, just pissed away by the bullpen. And the Giants come back to beat them 5-4. Brutal loss, and now they got to try to recover against St. Louis tonight, coming into town here. Martinez versus Peacock. Peacock minus 115 home favorites, 5.5 or 9.5 the total here, shaded to the under in this one. And I'm absolutely stunned that Arizona is even money with St. Louis here. Stunned. And I'm not a Martinez guy, but based on just price, I don't care. They could throw me out on the mound for the Cardinals tonight. This price, St. Louis is a much better ball club. I get it. And you know what? I don't mind the travel either. They played yesterday afternoon. They've got lots of time. It's a night game in Arizona. They got enough time to settle in. It's not that brutal travel situation for them. And Martinez is starting to pick it up a little bit. Like, it was obviously a rough start to the season for him, but he's trending in the right direction. He's given up 2 runs or less in 3 of his last 4 starts, which is very good to see. 4 of his last 5 starts, he's given up 2 runs or fewer. He's got pretty good numbers overall against the Cardinals. He's allowed 2 or fewer in 3 of his 4 starts in the past against them. Peacock's actually decent. He's a guy that's just been around the block. He knows how to pitch. He's not bad. But look, he's not going to give you innings. That's the problem. 5 innings. That's where he's topped out in his first 2 starts. You're going to get a lot of what is a pathetic, horrendous, hideous Arizona bullpen. So plenty of opportunities for St. Louis, even if this game is like 1-1 or 2-2 after the 5th inning or so. Plenty of opportunities for St. Louis to get the win against a miserable bullpen, which absolutely spit the bit once again last night against the Giants. So full game. This is one where I definitely want full game as opposed to first 5 innings, because I want that advantage of going against this shoddy Arizona bullpen, which is just not any good. St. Louis here, even money for me. What do you think here? Conor Mac, St. Louis, Arizona.
Yeah, give me the Cards, even money. Even with Peacock, I don't think he's very good. 1-1, 4.91 ERA. I think the Cards team total is a good look too. My computer hit the shits, but I don't know what it is, but I'd look towards that. So yeah, just give me. Martinez hasn't been great, but I don't think you got to be in Arizona. And the Diamondbacks, yeah, what a shit show yesterday. Have that lead and to just give it up. They have just been on a slide. Yeah, don't love Martinez, but I'll take the Cards here plus 100 full game. No problem. And look at the team total over as well with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that Arizona, look, and they're betting Arizona. They bet Arizona yesterday too. That price came way down in that game. Everybody was I think markets were moving significantly toward the Diamondbacks in that game. They're doing the same thing here, because this opened minus 135 on St. Louis as road favorites, and now it's even money. So more money coming in on Arizona. That just gives me a better price to go against that move. What do you think here, Jose? St. Louis, Arizona.
Since you guys feel so strongly about the Cardinals, I was pretty surprised that they're even money too. I was looking at their spreads right now. Minus 1.5 right now is plus 145. I thought that was very interesting. If you think they're gonna put them down, beat them down, you can go 2.5 plus 205, and maybe even a 3.5 plus 285 for a big score. I really I like the run line especially. But if you got some cojones today, 2.5 plus 205 seems pretty good.
Yeah, and this movement's all because the Cardinals just played the White Sox, the travel. People jump on it. That's why the money's kind of moved with Arizona's just initial look. Real quick, Martinez too, 2.51 lifetime ERA against the D-backs. So pitched pretty well in his career.
Yeah, and by the way, Peacock, I'm just looking at his numbers in this ballpark, Chase Field. He's given up 9 runs in an average of 9 runs in 2.1 innings. So that's not good. In this ballpark, he hasn't pitched well this season. So another reason maybe to factor that in. Look, I understand that for the Cardinals, another part of it too, we should point this out. Harrison Bader, Tyler O'Neill, Paul DeYoung, a couple other guys in the lineup are on the injured list. I get it. But, you still got Arenado, you still got Goldschmidt, you still got the big bruisers for the most part in the lineup. That's not enough for me to make this even money when there's clearly a superior team and probably the better arm on the mound too. Martinez has figured it out in the last few games. Final game here, we've got Texas and Seattle. We've got Colby Allard on the mound, Colby Allard for Texas, Chris Flexen for the Mariners here. We've got Seattle slight home favorites here, -110, -115, 8.5 the total in this one. This one smells like we could see some runs scored in it because I'm not a big Allard guy. When you look at it, he's just a fringe arm for the Texas Rangers. Unfortunately, Seattle is absolutely putrid, despicably bad against lefty pitching. So to the point where I don't know if I could go pull the trigger on the over. I would probably prefer maybe Texas, a little bit of a team total. They did score 8 runs yesterday, and Chris Flexen, to me, not necessarily one that I'm fully on board with backing or trusting, even against what sometimes a suspect, shaky, inconsistent Texas lineup. Flexen a 5.09 ERA entering this start. So the way I would go probably is Texas team total over. Might actually add that to my card. Haven't bet it yet, but I might. That would be the way I would go here. Maybe a look toward the Rangers team total over in this one. Connor, because I think Allard is hittable, but Seattle just is not good enough against lefties for me to trust them fully against him. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Rangers, Mariners.
Yeah, I just don't trust the sticks here to take either of these teams team total over or the full game. This game, I'm just staying away. We just saw Flexen have his worst start, gave up 8 runs in like an inning in San Diego. I want nothing to do with the Mariners. I want nothing to do with the Rangers after the last few days too. It took them a couple days ago. Then they start out 9-0, come back late. So nothing. These two teams, I want to stay far away from betting them for a while. But Seager, Hal Seager, 4 for 8. He's a jack of the day guy for me here. 4 for 8 with 2 bombs off Allard.
All right, keep that in mind. Maybe another jack of the day candidate there for Seattle there in that game. Jose, what do you think here? Texas, Seattle.
Yeah, I don't like anything as in this game either. Maybe the over, but like you said, it's not really that appealing, to be honest. But I do like a jack of the day candidate who I will talk about shortly.
All right, excellent. So we'll save that for the jack of the day at the end of the show right before best bets. All right, we wrap it up here with the San Francisco Giants and the LA Dodgers. Wood is good. Alex Wood on the mound for the Giants. We don't know who the pitcher is going to be as of right now for the Dodgers to be determined. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Like I say, with Alex Wood for the Giants, he has found it this season for the San Francisco Giants. He's been excellent. He's stayed healthy, which has been good to see. You look at his starts, it's just been complete consistency. He's given up 2 runs or less in each and every one of his starts this season for the San Francisco Giants at this point in time. I'm going to look towards, I don't know who's going to pitch for the Dodgers, but I'm damn sure going to maybe look toward the Giants here, first 5 innings in this game. You got to think, too, letdown, flat spot. I don't believe in that day in and day out with baseball compared to other sports, but the Dodgers are just coming off this big-time series against Houston. They were juiced up for it. They wanted to send a message to this Astros team, and now you're going to play the Giants and their best pitcher right now, and the Dodgers still a little bit. The one kryptonite for the lineup is sometimes their production against lefties. So there's a lot of things that fit for San Francisco here. The first 5 is definitely on the radar for me in this game to back the Giants in this game. Connor, what do you think, Giants and Dodgers?
Yeah, of course. I take the Dodgers yesterday and they lose. Just classic bet for me. Anyways, I'd roll with the Giants too. Last week, Wood was I had him first 5. I think he only gave up 1 run, but it was 1-0 Dodgers through 5. Like we said, I don't know who's going to pitch, but I think there'd be value with him here again. The Giants will get plus money. I'm sure probably around 120, I'd say, for a first 5. So yeah, I'd lean the Giants definitely, especially early. I don't want it late, so give me first 5 Giants. I think they'll be around plus 120 to 130.
All right. So you like San Francisco a little bit first 5, maybe the under as well. Well, again, we got to see though who is in.
Yeah, you got to see
the rotation on the bump here for the Dodgers. Jose, what do you think here? Giants and Dodgers. Alex Wood reclamation project going swimmingly right now.
Yeah, I like that first 5, but like you guys said, I don't even have the lines available to me. Yeah. So I like your first 5 look there as well, and I appreciate you putting that on my radar now. I'll be doing that later tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff there. All right. So we kind of like the Dodgers or the Giants, I should say, there early in that game in the first 5 innings. All right. Great stuff. That is the Thursday MLB card. Every single game on the board. Jose and Connor, a great job as always. We will be going to best bets and the Jack of the Day in just a second. But as we do at this time of the show each and every day, we pause for a couple of words from one of our great sponsors, Manscaped, and an amazing pub in downtown San Antonio, Southtown 101. Let's roll. It's always a damn shame I have a show to do right after this one. When I see those images of that food, boy, oh boy, that stomach just gets the grumbles start. Southtown 101, check them out in San Antonio. Like I say, it basically checks all the boxes of a bar or a restaurant I'd want to go to because it's food. The food's good. The drinks are good. It's got live DJs and music and karaoke. That's calling Ian Cameron's name right there when that's happening. So Southtown 101, San Antonio, check them out. Manscaped, promo code Pub Sports. All you guys out there, take care of yourself with the male grooming products, courtesy of the folks at Manscaped, promo code Pub Sports. MyBookie.ag, check them out, promo code Pub Sports. Great time of year, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. We got baseball on a daily basis. We got the U.S. Open golf. The next major is Father's Day weekend. So lots of excitement coming up in the sports world. UFC pretty much as a card every week just about these days as well. So lots going on, lots to keep you interested from a betting standpoint. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code Pub Sports. All right, it is time for best bets and Jack of the Day. But before best bets, we start with the home run ball. It's time for the Jack of the Day.
Well, see you later.
See ya.
Yeah, to put it on the board, yes. So I'll add a little Hawk Harrelson to the mix there. Yeah, that's one of the great home run calls. Even John Sterling on the Yankees radio broadcast. It is high, it is far, it is gone. I'll do the John Sterling. It is high, it is far, it is gone. That's the John Sterling voice right there. Yeah.
Nailed it.
A lot of great home run calls out there. So you can go on and on for days doing Jack of the Day calls. But let's get some Jack of the Day picks going here. I'm going with Trevor Story, Colorado Rockies, Game 2 of that doubleheader against the Mets. He owns Joey Lucchesi, and I think he's going to do that again today. 7 hits against him, over 300 average. 2 of those 7 hits home runs. Trevor Story, Jack of the Day, Colorado Rockies, Game 2 of that doubleheader, which will be later this afternoon. Conor Mac, what do you got for us, Jack or Jacks of the day?
Yeah, well, I talked about Vladdy and Bichette. Look at both them. That got homers, but I'll just go with one. My Jack of the day. I'll go Kyle Seager, 4 for 8, 2 homers. I think he gets another one today. Give me Kyle Seager.
All right, there we go. Kyle Seager's Seattle Mariners for Jack of the day. Jose, what have you got?
I've got two for you. I mentioned it earlier. Shohei Ohtani. Got to bet it every time he pitches. Love it. Watch it. And my one that I'm really looking at, the man that's been the hottest dude in baseball, playing for the freaking Texas Rangers, Adolis Garcia. Average exit velo in the 96th percentile, hard hit percentage in the 96th percentile, barrel rate in the 99th percentile. Tied for the home run lead now with Vladdy Jr. Give me some Adolis.
All right, there we go. Adolis Garcia, and we saw him actually crush one yesterday in the game against the LA Angels. So watch out for that guy. And again, we kind of think we might see some runs forward. We think, we hope. Yeah, with those two teams, sometimes you worry, but they've also got that pop. And Connor and Jose liking Jack of the Day props from that Texas and Seattle game tonight. All right, let's go to best bets now. Yesterday was, I don't know what to do with that. Cincinnati Washington over, and the game got suspended. So I guess we got to wait to see if the game gets underway. I think they're restarting it again today, or is the plan, I believe. But nevertheless, best bets for today. Let's go around the block. Conor Mac, we'll start with you. Best bet for this Thursday slate.
I do love the Cardinals, and Martinez has got great numbers against the D-backs. I will be playing that. But give me Ohtani and the Angels. First 5, plus 125. He's got good numbers against the A's. And the Angels who've been hitting, they got pretty good numbers against Bassett. Looking at this, Fletcher, 7 for 15. Upton, 4 for 13 with a homer. Rendon. Give me the Angels first 5. Of course, I don't want them full game, but give me Ohtani on the mound and their hot sticks. Give me the Angels plus money, plus 125 first 5.
There you go. I like it. Angels first 5 innings, plus 125 against the Athletics for Conor Mac's best bet. Jose, best bet. What do you like?
I'm going back and forth. I'm going back and forth a lot. I like that Alex. How do you say his name, Ian? Your boy on the mound on the Toronto.
Well, Alek Manoah.
Manoah, there we go. I have to remember that. Manoah. I like Manoah. I like that under, but I think, Connor, I'm going to be right there with you. I'm going to saddle up right there next to you, and I'm going with the Ohtani guy. The good Ohtani-san. I'm going with Ohtani over 6.5 strikeouts. Minus 130, kind of juicy, but I love me some Shohei. He's the best. I'm going over.
There we go. Over 6.5 strikeouts. Shohei Ohtani against the Oakland Athletics tonight for best bet for Jose Bouquett. My best bet tonight is going to be I'm going to speak. You mentioned Manoah. I'm going to go with Manoah as my best bet, and the Blue Jays in that first game of the doubleheader. Plus 122 is the best price currently out there right now on the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm going to go full game because it's only a 7-inning game. So again, you just hope that the less innings from that bullpen. So I'm going to take my chances that they could maybe patch their way to a win and hold a lead if they have one late. Toronto Blue Jays game 1 of the doubleheader. Make sure you don't bet the wrong game. You make sure that game 1 of the doubleheader, 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure it's Manoah versus Herman on the ledger. That's the game we're looking at here. Toronto Blue Jays plus 122 against the New York Yankees. That'll be my best bet. I almost made it St. Louis the best bet, but there's something that's doesn't smell good or right about that price being what it is. But I still like St. Louis quite a bit as well. But we'll go with the Blue Jays here for best bet. Oh, yeah, your question about hockey, Jose, before we wrap it up.
Yes. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate it. I was so offended that we couldn't get to it on Wednesday because you're such a busy man. I'd just like an update, Ian. I'd like an update. Again, my Bruins, easy domination of the Capitals. The haters will say that the Capitals were not in it, but it's just a hard-fought win for the Bruins. I'd like an update of who you think will win the Jimmy versus me bet, Colorado versus the Bruins. Your Las Vegas Knights are going to 7 too, so that might help the Avalanche. But I'd like a little update for you. from me, please.
The update is I'm still on Colorado over Boston. I have to be. The deeper team. They've got 4 great lines. Their defense is extremely mobile. And if there's one team that's got the speed to break down the regimented Bruin structure, it's them. And if it gets to a point where Boston's having trouble containing that speed, and I think they might, do they have the offensive depth to be able to combat Colorado? I'm not so sure. And Colorado was my Stanley Cup final pick from the beginning of the season. There's no way I'm jumping ship, especially the way they submissively dismissed the St. Louis Blues in 4 straight in the first round. That team's the real deal, Colorado. That's all due respect to Boston. Boston can do it. Boston could beat Colorado. I just don't think it would happen. I don't think Boston has that depth or that speed to be able to beat the Avalanche in a 4 times in 7 game series. I just don't. But they're dangerous.
Okay, well, I've got one last quick one for you. This is baseball related too.
Yeah.
Mike Trout was trending on Twitter after Connor McDavid and his boys got swept up out of there by the Winnipeg Jets. Why are they bad? Well, aren't these? I thought they were good in the regular season, and then now it seems like every playoff they make, they just get swept out of there, and then Connor McDavid just doesn't do well with his boy Leon. So this is a question that gets asked a lot. Why are the Angels bad? Ian or Connor, I'd love to hear your input too, Connor, if you're a sticky puck guy. Why are the Oilers bad?
Well, I'll quickly say at the very beginning, they have no support for Connor and Leon. Like the 3rd and 4th line never does anything for Edmonton. Never. Yeah. I mean, it's just everything is so reliant on them. I actually thought they defended well. The defense has been their issue in the past. Goaltending has been their issue in the past. That was fine against Winnipeg. Their defense was solid. Other than, unfortunately, that bad giveaway by Ethan Bear, which opened up the floodgates for these awful, hideous, racist remarks. Man. That's uncalled for. I don't care if you think how bad the guy's playing. You can't do that. You can't go that direction and make it racist. That's absolutely sickening to see that. But nevertheless, the defense played pretty well in that series. The goaltending from Mike Smith was really good enough for them to win that series. McDavid and Draisaitl, they could have played a little bit better, but more than anything else, they didn't get anything offensively from anyone else in that lineup. And Ken Holland, the GM, has to address that, Jose. That's the reason. You could say Connor's not a playoff guy. Maybe he's not. He's still got to elevate his game to another level at playoff time. But I think that's some of the blame. The greater blame is there's nothing on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th line that does anything for this Oilers team. And it's up to Ken Holland, the GM, to fix it and upgrade the depth and the personnel. I think Connor, what do you think of that?
That's all my questions, I guess. So, Connor, I'd love to hear your namesake. You want Connor McDavid to do well.
Yeah, I mean, they're not very good in the playoffs. Ian nailed it. He said kind of what I said. It always had been their defense, I thought, in the playoffs. And their defense played well, especially early in the series in the first 2 games. And they just don't have the depth. And the Jets got healthier in that series towards the end of the year. They kind of hit a bad mark towards the end of the year but they got healthy, and I thought they had the depth. And yeah, that big lead, I think, just broke them, even though they played hard in game 4. But I faded them all 4 games. I did it last year. They don't have it other than that first line. They got to find depth. Yeah, like you said, Ian, they need to do a bunch of stuff in the offseason to help him out, David and Draisaitl.
Yep. And the Jets are dangerous. Like if we get this Toronto-Winnipeg matchup in the next round, which it's looking like it's going to be that way, Winnipeg's dangerous. They got the center ice depth. They've got Nikolai Ehlers, one of their best forwards, healthy and back again, and he is a great player. They've got Wheeler and Scheifele starting to get it going. Kyle Connor's a great player, scored the series winner in overtime. That's a dangerous opponent for Toronto, the way the Jets are playing. Connor Hellebuck's a goalie that's capable of being awesome in any series. So that'll be a fun one if we do indeed see it. All right, so that's the hockey portion of the MLB Closing Time show right there. That'll wrap up this edition of the show. Connor is back with me and with Ski and with Dutch at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific later this afternoon for the NBA Pub Hub show. Make sure you join us for that. Conor Mac, Jose Bouquett, our special guest. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the games and good luck, and we'll see you again in just a couple hours for the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio.